The Launch Club can confirm that the German government has cancelled an immigrant's German passport. 24 hours after this brother received his passport, he has been informed that his passport has been cancelled. Could the UK be the next? Would this guy, his passport be cancelled if he did what he did in the United Kingdom? Let me know what your views are, whether you think that what the German government did is right, or you think that this guy, he was unfairly treated, because your view is very important. Abdullah is an immigrant. His lifelong dream has always been to move to Germany. This brother moved to Germany. Before he arrived in Germany, he has crossed more than 10 countries. His life, all his life, is to move to Germany because he believes that arriving in Germany, which is regarded as the economic powerhouse of Europe, that he will be able to fulfill his potential and live his dream life. But there was a problem. This guy, he finally had the opportunity to move to Germany more than 10 years ago. What happened to this guy? Let me know whether you think that the same thing, if it happens in the UK, whether the same consequences, that is what the guy will face. This guy, he is a devoted Muslim. He's a Muslim. According to source, some have described him as somebody who is a fundamentalist. Is somebody who has been described by some as a fanatic or extremist. This guy, when he was applying for his passport, his lifelong dream is to get German passport. He went through the process of nationalization. Before he got there, he had to take the language test. He took the language test several times. The guy initially failed the test. One simple reason that cost this guy everything that he has worked for, this guy, some people are saying that this guy, his problem is he is a fanatic, that the German government acted rightly by stripping him of his passport. Now, it is people like this that would have passport and create problems for others in society. Abdullah, according to source, is one of those who doesn't believe that a man should have anything to do with a woman who is not his wife. To even shake a woman who is not his wife, according to source, he will not shake. But he's an ardent social media user, and he uses the platform to promote his religious beliefs and value. No problem with that. This guy, when he finally passed his language test, after taking the test, he moved his family from his home country to come and join him in Germany. The family were with him. The guy was planning to settle his life, and he was doing very, very well in Germany. When the guy went for the test, people have already been advising Abdullah that, look, when you are at work, you are talking about what is happening in the Middle East between Israel and Palestine, that the way you talk, the way you argue with your colleague, that the views that you express, you may be viewed as an extremist. And whenever they advise him, he will always say to them, don't worry, you don't know what you're talking about. Germany is a free society. What's the problem? And this guy, he always posts on social media about what is happening in the Middle East, how the West is conspiring to want to oppress Muslim world. That he's always expressing these views openly. And his friends had advised that, brother, this kind of things that you say in public, this kind of things could land you in trouble one day. And whenever they advise him, he tells them to shut up. You don't know what you're doing. You're just saying all these things. He keeps ignoring them. This guy has been cautioned by people that have lived in the country longer than him. Say, bro, take it easy. This thing that you are talking about, what is happening between Israel and Palestine, and the things that you're posting on social media, you are stepping beyond the line. You should not be saying what you're saying because you do not know who is watching and seeing your post. Even his employers have already called him and said, young man Abdullah, we have some concerns about your behavior. A lot of people have reported to us that they are uncomfortable with you because you're becoming emotional. You're becoming angry. You think that everybody hates Muslim and you're saying all these things in public. This has nothing to do with people in Germany. People in Germany are not the people that are causing the guy. Whenever they tell him, he dismissed the advice completely. There are reports that even his uncle and people that have lived in Germany, they call this brother and say, bro, take it easy. Take it easy. And everybody that advised this young man, it falls on deaf ear. He doesn't listen. When the guy eventually passed his language test, he went for the interview. And when you're doing your language test in Germany, there is a commitment that the German government have made in their laws that anyone who comes to Germany who is naturalized, as part of the naturalization process, you have to make a commitment to recognize the state of Israel. Germany sees it as their obligation to the injustice that they did to the Jews during the Holocaust. So a German policy has always been to make sure that they recognize Israel, and that anyone is getting passport have to sign that you recognize the existence of Israel as a state. This guy went for the ceremony. He recognized the state of Israel. 2 days after the guy got his nationalization, he then received his passport. This brother received his passport. He went out to celebrate with his friend and say, oh, I finally got my German passport. I can travel around the world, go to anywhere I like for free. That is not even enough. After the guy celebrated it, as usual, this guy is an ardent social media user. This is why you have to be careful with what you post, because you do not know who is going to read what you're posting. Brother Abdullah went online and he left this post on social media. This is the post that landed our brother in trouble. He left this post on social media saying, heroes of Palestine, Hamas. After this guy left this thing on social media, he was shocked. He didn't even know how this thing was picked up. This is what landed Abdullah in trouble. Abdullah, after he posted this thing, people shared this post, and the German government wrote him in less than 48 hours to say, Oloye, your passport that you just got, it has been revoked. That your passport has been revoked because you are glorifying terrorists in Germany. We have made it very clear that Germany has unconditional bond with Israel, that anybody that accepts German passport and citizenship as part of the process, you have to make a commitment to the recognition of the state of Israel's right to exist. So because you have supported a group that the German government regards as a terrorist, we believe that you in the future, you could be a threat to our society. This brother thought it was a joke. When he first received the letter, he thought it was a joke. The guy did not believe his eyes until they told him that his passport has been revoked. If he travels outside Germany, he should just stay there and not come back, because as things stand now, he is no longer a German citizen. This is a brother who has been warned several times to desist from his social media posts. And this brother, every time he has been warned, he will always tell them that they are worried too much, that this is not a problem. Now, this has landed our brother in trouble now, and he has now been told by the German Ministry of Interior stating that his citizenship is no longer valid. Germany has gone further. that most countries to punish supporters of Hamas and curb pro-Palestinian support out of what he sees as historic obligation to Israel and the right to right the injustice of the Nazis in the past. This is why in 2024, it reformed its citizenship law to require applicants to respect its free democratic order and Germany's special historic responsibility towards the Jewish life. New questions were recently added to the German citizenship test regarding Jewish life and Israel's right to exist. What is your view? The sad reality is that a man who has done everything to get to Germany, a country that he has always seen as a country of his dream, because of his religious fanatics, this guy, his citizenship has now been revoked. The UK, we don't know. This UK could do the same thing with the way things are going. Do you think that the UK should follow the same step? Or do you think that this guy, he deserves to have his citizenship revoked? This is the kind of person who will cause trouble for us tomorrow. Hamas as a group continues to divide public opinion. Some people see Hamas as a terrorist group that deserves to be wiped out from the faces of this earth, while some people regard them as a freedom fighter who is fighting for the oppressed people of Palestine. What is your view? Let me know where you stand, whether you think that this guy, his passport deserves to be revoked. Let me know whether you think that the guy went too far because he was advised several times and he refused to listen. Don't forget to share the video with anyone that you know will benefit. One of the lessons that we can learn from this video is be careful what you post on social media because it could land you in serious trouble. Share this video with